Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be something special. This is a hype video for the upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view for me and Wolf Kids Universe mode. Something you definitely do not want to miss because it is huge. Bigger than what we even originally were thinking about. This show is freaking long. I'm not gonna lie. But this Money in the Bank pay-per-view could be possibly one of the biggest pay-per-views we do. Especially because of how many matches are on the freaking card. It's insane. But I just want to go over some of it, especially in case you haven't watched some of the episodes, which I don't know why you haven't. These weeks have been absolutely insane. Each week has brought something different and unique, and it has been a blast to do. And I try to put timestamps in the comments of some of my favorite moments of the episode. So if you don't want to sit there and watch a whole 1 hour episode, you could sit there, you can go through the time frames, and you can look and see like some of my favorite moments of the show. So right now it is the 1st of August. It is 12 p.m. I'm currently producing episode 4 of SmackDown. We should be going up hopefully later today. But first I want to go over the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and what is going to be happening. So this is not in order. These are just the matches that are on the card. But we have the World Tag Team Championship match. This is over on SmackDown. A triple threat tag team match that was announced by Hopkins, the general manager of SmackDown, on week 3, I believe, saying that the New Day will face off against Miz and Morrison and the champions, the Usos, and the winner will be the new World Tag Team Champions. Miz and Morrison cheat their way into beating the New Day on the first week of SmackDown. And then Kofi Kingston defeated one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Jey Uso, on week 2. And then Xavier Woods beat Jimmy Uso by disqualification due to Jimmy Uso attacking him after the match on week 3, which led to Hopkins making this huge match. So that is going to be for the World Tag Team titles. I'm curious to see what's going to be happening then. Then we have the United States Championship match, another big SmackDown match. If you haven't seen what Adam Cole has done over the last couple months, last 4 episodes, Adam Cole has been taking the entire SmackDown roster in his own hands. He is laying out the competition, taking them out of commission, and making sure that he stands on the top of the pedestal. Adam Cole beat Kyle O'Reilly in just a few mere minutes, rolling him up and grabbing the tights to pick up the win against Kyle O'Reilly to make his way into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, into the U.S. title match. AJ Styles then faced off against Sheamus, I believe, in week 2, in which Sheamus beat AJ Styles. But then after the match, Adam Cole came out and attacked Sheamus and locked in the figure 4 leg lock on the outside where he would not let go. And we haven't seen Sheamus yet. Sheamus has been on the injury list due to Adam Cole's actions. Then Adam Cole came out on week 3 to talk about what he did to Sheamus. Cesaro came out, one of Sheamus' friends, to challenge Adam Cole, in which Adam Cole would ultimately sadly win that match. The Panama Sunrise 1, 2, 3. And then Adam Cole would then try to recreate what he did to Sheamus again to Cesaro after the match, locking in that figure 4 on the outside. But then here comes the phenomenal AJ Styles. Adam Cole didn't see him coming. AJ Styles takes out Adam Cole, brought him over to the entrance ramp, and the old Styles Clash, shoutouts to Show Off, the Styles Clash on the entrance ramp to Adam Cole, laying out Adam Cole. On week 4, you're going to see they are going to stare down and they're going to talk about before the pay-per-view. You don't want to miss that because that's going to be amazing. The next match that we have is for the Raw Women's Championship. It is a match between Rhea Ripley, the number 1 contender, and Io Shirai. Io Shirai starting this as the Raw Women's Champion. Rhea Ripley then came out and challenged Io Shirai to a match, which the match was created. And then Rhea Ripley faced off against Dakota Kai on week 4. And Io Shirai distracted Rhea Ripley, causing Dakota Kai to roll up Ripley for the 1, 2, 3. Biggest win in Dakota Kai's career as of yet in this universe mode. And this, you can already feel the tension heating up between Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, the Raw Women's Championship on the line. The next match that we have is for the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes will be going one-on-one against the prize fighter Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens defeated Samoa Joe on I believe it was week 4. Kevin Owens defeated Samoa Joe to make his way into the Intercontinental Championship match, which means Kevin Owens wants to put away Cody Rhodes. He said before Cody Rhodes does not deserve the Intercontinental Championship, and that Cody Rhodes is coming in and trying to make a name for himself. Kevin Owens wants to stop that. Kevin Owens proves that he has stayed on Raw and busted his ass for years for the company, and that he's going to take Cody Rhodes and send him right back to the Indies where he belongs. So Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, they're going to fight for the IC title, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen at the pay-per-view. The next match that we have is for the Divas Championship. Let's go into SmackDown. Becky Lynch, the Divas Champion, will be facing off against the returning Bayley for the title. Bayley returned week 2, I believe. Could be week 3. I can't remember the top of my head. But Bayley came back after Bianca Belair took on Alexa Bliss to figure out who would face Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair would then win that match. But then Bayley comes out of nowhere, returns, and attacks Bianca after the match. We haven't seen Bianca since. And Bayley said that she was going to take Bianca's spot in the Divas Championship match. And Bayley forced herself to face Becky Lynch. She beat Kacy Catanzaro on week 4 to signify why she deserves the shot at the Divas Championship. And Becky Lynch says that she can't wait to send Bayley right back to the injured list. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do in that Divas Championship match. The next match, that is going to be also CM Punk facing off against Daniel Bryan in a grudge match. Daniel Bryan came out a number of weeks ago saying that he was going to stay on the top. He wants to make it to the top. And that CM Punk, in the first time in 7 years, makes his Raw return and challenges Daniel Bryan to a match at Money in the Bank, which Daniel Bryan would accept and also slap CM Punk right in the face. And then we saw CM Punk's in-ring return on the 4th week, facing off against Cedric Alexander, which Daniel Bryan was on commentary at the time saying what he thought about CM Punk, saying CM Punk he's coming back, he's trying to steal the spotlight for himself once again, and that Daniel Bryan does not want to see someone like CM Punk at the top again. And that is why this match is going to be happening. Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk. These two have so much history, years of history. And this is just going to be one more that they're going to add, one more chapter to add to the playbook. We're going to see who is going to win at Money in the Bank. We then have the Universal Championship match. That's right. Roman Reigns defending his long-kept Universal Championship. The Tribal Chief putting his title of the best Samoan wrestler on the line against the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga. Umaga returning with Armando Estrada on the very first week, making a statement saying that he wants to take out Roman Reigns and win the Universal Championship. Paul Heyman then said on week 2 that Umaga can never win the big one. He couldn't do it against John Cena. He couldn't win the big one, and it's going to happen exactly the same way that it has before with Roman Reigns beating Umaga. Will that happen? Umaga has been laying out everyone that has stood in his way, wanting this Universal Championship and wanting to take out Roman Reigns. He destroyed a local competitor, and then he wants to take out Roman Reigns, especially Roman Reigns choking out Armando Estrada, which is Umaga's manager, on week 3. Roman Reigns took him out, Superman punch, spear into the credit sleeper hold, which he choked out Armando Estrada. And I'm sure Umaga wants to absolutely destroy Roman Reigns to what Reigns did to Estrada. So that's going to be at Money in the Bank. Umaga Reigns for the Universal Championship. That is going to be a hell of a fight. The next match that we have is for the WWE Undisputed Championship, in which Seth Rollins would go one-on-one with the psychopath himself, this Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre wanting to do exactly what he did to Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank 2020 in the and during the pandemic, which Drew McIntyre was able to retain his title against Seth Rollins, and now Seth Rollins holding the Undisputed Championship, he wants to put Drew McIntyre away. If you haven't seen what Seth Rollins did, he said that he wanted to make sure that Drew McIntyre, he didn't want Drew McIntyre first, but Drew McIntyre had to face 3 people of Seth Rollins' choosing over the coming weeks, coming up to Money in the Bank. First, it was Buddy Murphy, which Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy put on a classic on week 1. Drew McIntyre faced Buddy Murphy on week 2, in which Drew McIntyre was able to defeat Buddy Murphy. And then on week 3, Drew McIntyre would face then a former friend and a former tag team partner, Dolph Ziggler, in which they tore each other apart for a few minutes, but Drew McIntyre quickly and easily putting Dolph Ziggler away with the Claymore 1, 2, 3. And in week 4, Seth Rollins had to take out the big guns. That's right, Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins has Brock Lesnar on speed dial to face off against Drew McIntyre on week 4. And Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar tore the roof off of the place on Monday Night Raw, the go-home show before Money in the Bank. But Drew McIntyre, Claymore after Claymore, finally keeping down the beast, beating Brock Lesnar 1, 2, 3, signifying his match against Seth Rollins. Will Drew McIntyre be able to replicate what he has done over the past number of weeks? Will he be able to do the same, end Seth Rollins' Undisputed Championship reign just like that, become the Undisputed Champion? Or will Seth Rollins prove why he's number 1 on Raw, and that he's going to put Drew McIntyre away once and for all and get revenge for what happened at Money in the Bank 2020? And then that is when we get to the first Money in the Bank ladder match, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. 3 Raw women's superstars, 3 SmackDown women's superstars. You got the 3 Raw women's superstars in Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey, and facing off against the 3 SmackDown women's superstars and Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Asuka. All 6 of these women won their respected qualifying matches to make their way into this ladder match. And I'm curious to see who is going to be able to make a name for themselves, and especially seeing how these 6 women fought their way to make it to this Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm sure is going to be a hell of a match. And that is also not including the main event, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. 3 Raw men's superstars and 3 SmackDown men's superstars. You've got Braun Strowman, RVD, and Sami Zayn from SmackDown, and you have Keith Lee, Finn Balor, and Malachi Black from Monday Night Raw. And if you don't watch week 4 of SmackDown, these 6 men fought in a 6-man tag match. You definitely want to watch that back. We saw a little sneak peek of what possibly is to come at the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. But that is it. That is the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And that's just the first pay-per-view. After the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, we're going to be having the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and then the SummerSlam pay-per-view. We are just getting started in this universe mode. A huge pay-per-view to start off this universe mode. It is going to be absolutely ecstatic. It's going to be insane, and you don't want to miss it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and tune in to Money in the Bank.